солнце показывало еще только 2 часа.
The sun was still 2 hours high.
Я был очень усталым после дневной работы.
I was very tired after my day's work.
Но не мог отдыхать.
But I could not rest.
Я хотел знать, в какого рода месте я был.
I wanted to know what sort of place I was in.
И задавался вопросом, был ли я на острове или на материке.
I wondered whether I was on an island or on a continent.
Примерно в половине мили от берега был большой холм.
About half a mile from the shore there was a large hill.
Он был крутой и высокий.
It was steep and high.
И, казалось, обозревает всю местность.
And seemed to overlook all the country.
Я подумал, что если бы я мог добраться до вершины того холма,
I thought that if I could get to the top of that hill,
я смог бы увидеть, в какой местности я был.
I might see what kind of country I was in.
Поэтому я сунул один из пистолетов за ремень,
So I put one of the pistols in my belt.
а одно из ружей на плечо.
And one of the guns on my shoulder.
Я также повесил пороховницу, сделанную из рога.
I also hung the powder horn.
На шею.
On my neck.
И положил горсть маленькой дроби в карман.
and put a handful of small shot in my pocket.
Так вооруженный,
Thus armed,
я отправился к большому холму.
I set out for the big hill.
На моем пути было только несколько кустов или деревьев.
there were but a few shrubs or trees in my way,
И ходьба была легкой.
and the walking was easy.
Менее чем через четверть часа я закончил поход.
In less than a quarter of an hour I was at my journey's end.
Склоны холма были довольно гладкими.
The sides of the hill were not rough,
Но они были довольно крутыми.
But they were quite steep.
Вскоре я был на самой вершине.
Soon I was at the very top.
Какая потрясающая панорама это была.
What a grand lookout it was.
Север, юг, восток, запад.
north, south, east, west.
Земля и море были распростерты передо мной.
The land and the sea were spread out before me.
Я сказал море.
The sea, did I say?
Да, я был на острове, и море было везде вокруг.
Yes, I was on an island, and the sea was all around.
Не было другой земли в пределах видимости.
No other land was in sight.
За исключением 2 маленьких островов и нескольких больших скал.
Except 2 small islands and some great rocks.
Которые поднимались из воды.
That lifted themselves out of the water.
Я увидел, что мой остров был не очень большим.
I saw that my island was not very large.
Возможно, он был 10 миль шириной.
Perhaps it was 10 miles broad.
Возможно, это было 20.
Perhaps it was 20.
Я не имел четкого представления о расстояниях.
I had no good idea of distances.
Не было ни дома, ни признака жизни нигде.
There was no house nor sign of life anywhere.
Должно быть в лесу дикие звери.
There might be wild beasts in the woods.
Но я был уверен, что никакие люди там не жили.
But I was sure that no men lived there.
Мысль о том, что я был один,
The thought of being alone.
на пустынном острове,
On a desert island.
заставила меня почувствовать себя очень грустно.
Made me feel very sad.
Я должен был бы быть рад в то мгновение,
I should have been glad at that moment.
увидеть даже лицо дикаря,
To see even the face of a savage.
но я не решился оставаться долго на вершине холма.
But I dared not stay long on the hilltop.
Я поспешил добраться обратно до плота.
I hurried to get back to my raft.
Пока не зашло солнце.
Before the sun should go down.
У подножья холма я увидел большую птицу, сидящую на дереве.
At the foot of the hill I saw a great bird sitting in a tree.
Я подумал, что это какой-то вид ястреба.
I thought it to be some kind of a hawk.
И подстрелил ее.
And shot it.
Звук отдался странным эхом среди скал и деревьев.
The sound of the gun echoed strangely among the rocks and trees.
Никогда раньше такой звук не слышался там.
Never before had such a sound been heard there.
Я подобрал птицу.
I picked up the bird.
Это был не ястреб.
It was no hawk.
У нее не было ни острых когтей, ни клюва крючком.
It had no sharp claws nor hooked beak.
Ее мясо было непригодным для еды.
Its flesh was unfit to eat.
И выбросил ее.
And I threw it away.
Солнце зашло, и было почти темно.
The sun had set and it was almost dark.
Когда я добрался обратно до бухты,
When I got back to the inlet,
где лежал мой плот,
Where my raft was lying,
я не знал, куда пойти на ночь.
I did not know where to go for the night.
Нигде найти место для отдыха.
Nor where to find a resting place.
Но так как день прошел,
But the day being gone,
не было времени на раздумья.
There was no time for thinking.
Я соорудил подобие лачуги.
I made a kind of hut.
Из ящиков.
With the chests.
И свободных досок с плота.
And the loose boards from the raft.
Затем я влез внутрь.
then I crept inside.
И лег отдохнуть.
And lay down to rest.
В течение небольшого времени.
For a little while.
Я прислушивался к каждому звуку.
I listened to every sound.
Наконец я заснул.
At length I fell asleep.
И не узнал ничего больше до яркого дневного света следующим утром.
And knew nothing more until broad daylight the next morning.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. Robinson Crusoe written anew for children by James Baldwin. Chapter 11. I learn that I am on an island. The sun was still 2 hours high. I was very tired after my day's work, but I could not rest. I wanted to know what sort of place I was in. I wondered whether I was on an island or on a continent. About half a mile from the shore, there was a large hill. It was steep and high and seemed to overlook all the country. I thought that if I could get to the top of that hill, I might see what kind of country I was in. So I put one of the pistols in my belt and one of the guns on my shoulder. I also hung the powder horn from my neck and put a handful of small shot in my pocket. Thus armed, I set out for the big hill. There were but a few shrubs or trees in my way, and the walking was easy. In less than a quarter of an hour, I was at my journey's end. The sides of the hill were not rough, but they were quite steep. Soon I was at the very top. What a grand lookout it was! North, south, east, west, the land and the sea were spread out before me. The sea, did I say? Yes, I was on an island, and the sea was all around. No other land was in sight except 2 small islands and some great rocks that lifted themselves out of the water. I saw that my island was not very large. Perhaps it was 10 miles broad. Perhaps it was 20. I had no good idea of distances. There was no house nor sign of life anywhere. There might be wild beasts in the woods, but I was sure that no men lived there. The thought of being alone on a desert island made me feel very sad. I should have been glad at that moment to see even the face of a savage. But I dared not stay long on the hilltop. I hurried to get back to my raft before the sun should go down. At the foot of the hill, I saw a great bird sitting in a tree. I thought it to be some kind of a hawk and shot it. The sound of the gun echoed strangely among the rocks and trees. Never before had such a sound been heard there. I picked up the bird. It was no hawk. It had no sharp claws nor hooked beak. Its flesh was unfit to eat, and I threw it away. The sun had set, and it was almost dark when I got back to the inlet where my raft was lying. I did not know where to go for the night, nor where to find a resting place. But the day being gone, there was no time for thinking. I made a kind of hut with the chests and the loose boards from the raft. Then I crept inside and lay down to rest. For a little while, I listened to every sound. At length I fell asleep and knew nothing more until broad daylight the next morning.